Welcome back, Panther fans. I'm David Brown, here with Ryan Graham,
Hey, y'all.
Tim Thurber,
Hello.
and this is State of Atlanta. Welcome back,
What's
guys.
going on?
I don't know.
What's
You
happening?
tell us.
It sounded like we could hear the intro music playing on someone's computer during the intro music being played. I don't know.
That was amazing.
Oh, weird.
Interesting. Anyhow,
Maybe that
welcome
was
back.
me.
Yes.
That probably was me.
Yeah, after 2 weeks of me being in different locations, I'm back home, and the two of you are in alternate studios. It sounds like, or it looks like, this week.
Studio
Yeah,
6F.
I'm in the upstairs studio.
Gotcha. You're moving on up, man. The penthouse.
I guess I'm in the wife's office.
There you go. All right, I'm happy to be back home. So maybe you guys can get back into your own offices next week or something. But
Indeed.
yeah, so there's a few things that came up. Not a lot of big things this week to talk about, but a few things I found that I found kind of interesting. I want to start off with one of them just because it kind of shows how, these things happen and you realize how old you are. And like, there's some things people say they get excited about and buying a washing machine or a dryer, and they realize I'm old because I realized that. I had my first experience of like hearing slang that I had no idea what it was, what it meant. So apparently the hashtag for the 2023 recruiting class for football is Pushin P 23. And so I reached out to Ben Moore, and I'm like, Pushin P 23, hashtag Pushin P 23.
Pushin P.
I don't know. That could be a lot of different things now that I'm thinking
Okay,
about
so it sounds like you guys are in the same boat as I am. Apparently, Pushin P is a term that's been around for a while now that means like the real deal.
No.
That's what I got sent to me by Ben when I asked what it was, but it's been a thing, and so we're using that Pushin P 23. I'm glad to hear that I'm not alone, even though being the older of the three of you, I'm still not that much older.
Well, the good news about those hashtags is they do not matter to fans at all. They only seem to matter to the recruits. So if the recruits understand it and they love it, then by all means, let's do it. I don't really care.
Oh yeah, no, this was not a dig on the students, the athletes, the coaching staff, the marketing, whatever. This was a dig completely on me, finally realizing that I am completely out of touch with what's going on right now.
Well, apparently we're all out of touch, right?
Yeah, it sounds like somebody who's old and has to, like push real hard, like gotta get that pee out.
Yes, Tim, what were you saying? You said we're all old?
I said we're all old. We're all out of touch, apparently. I had no clue what that meant. I do remember just Godspeed as one. What year was that? Was that last year?
Godspeed, and I think they use like the 22 for the E's.
Yeah.
They should have totally waited another 11 years and done that in 2033.
I'll just recycle it by then, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. I just saw pop up all the commits and recruits and offers, all that kind of stuff, and I had no idea what pushing Panthers. I still don't understand it, but
it's a secret.
Yeah, one can only
Panthers coming back.
Yeah, I'm gonna post out this episode with the Twitter hashtag Pushin P 23 and just see what kind of responses I get.
I mean,
we'll get lots of listens.
Yeah, name of the episode.
Pushin P.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. I don't have my pen down here anymore. Somebody remember this.
No, we won't.
All right. No, we know you will not. No, we will not. Staying on football, we had some coaching additions. They added a special teams coordinator. So we actually have, I don't think, when's the last time we had a special teams coordinator? Have we ever? Trent Miles era, maybe. I don't think. Did Coach Curry have one? I don't think so.
No idea. No.
So the question is then now,
it's one of those things.
Go for it.
It's one of those things that a lot of teams give up on because it's like the last thing on anybody's mind. But I think we can attest to the fact of how important it is to have a good coach there. You have like Will Lutz, who's in the NFL right now, and he was pretty good, but he could have been NFL quality good with us with the right coach.
Well, what I'm wondering is, does this mean we're going to start running back punts or kicks?
I don't care. I don't think we should.
Well, there you go. What do you think?
Just lots of field goals, right? That's it. We're gonna be field goal.
Do we have a kicker? Do we have a kicker on this squad right now?
We'll figure out how to keep Ruiz another year somehow. There'll be some exception rule. I don't know.
Some NAACP, anyway, no, not NCAA, NAARP, like his retirement fund to get him in another year.
That's AARP. There's no in there.
They the one in there. It's the knockoff one. It's the one that keeps players in college for one more year.
I think it's not the AARP in AARP.
Yeah, exactly. Not AARP.
I mean, if we've never had a special teams coach, I guess that's a step up. We're expanding our.
Well, okay, yes, but the next part about the coaching additions is our running back coach is a graduate assistant, which seems really weird to me.
It's fine.
Maybe our running backs are just so good you don't need to actually have a coach. It's like, you guys know what you're doing. Just go out there and
you just point at them. Your turn. Your turn. Your turn.
I mean, we've all played football video games, and we know how easy it is to play running back, right? I mean, you just run forward, don't get hit. You know,
it's also pretty easy just to throw the ball 40 yards down the field.
That's pretty simple stuff. You know,
the kicking becomes the hard part, really.
I know, right? We're onto something right now. Ditch the quarterback's coach too.
Exactly. This is going to go all special teams.
Well, you know, I mean, you guys know the kicker is the biggest scorer on any given team, right? I mean, so
in general, yeah. In general, the kicker scores more individual points than anybody else, which is also kind of funny to say because we talk about it's a team sport, but whatever. Yeah, there's the placeholder. There's the everybody keeping him from getting knocked on his ass, which then again would just get him closer to the goalpost. But yeah. All right. I got one more football thing. We'll keep that till later. Maybe a last call thing. I'm not sure. Basketball had some coaching. Basketball didn't have coaching changes. CBS Sports did an article about the coaching changes in basketball, and they didn't really rank it or anything, but they listed, they talked about Coach Hayes coming in, and they said that Georgia State is one of the 20 to 30 best mid-major jobs in the country right now. I know, Ryan, you hate the term mid-major, but still, I think that's getting some good recognition.
We're one of the 20 to 30. Yeah, we're one of the 20 to 30 best jobs out of the 30th to 60th job positions.
Well, Ryan, when you hate on the mid majors, you got to factor in there's a lot of major programs that are only major because of the conference they're in, and there's some bad basketball programs in what we'd also call P5 conferences. So it's not necessarily that this is the best of the worst. It's just the best of a different class, of a different athletic budget, basically.
Yep. Doesn't feel good.
Well, we need to get these checks written to put us up to a $60-70 million annual budget for athletics.
How'd you do tonight?
How'd I do tonight? The PAC meeting. Oh, I
how much money did you spend?
I sat there and I listened attentively about everything they told me about what was going on, and sometimes I was checking Panther Talk and responding to my wife in texts. So we actually did the meeting tonight at the old football practice facility, the current soccer facility. So I was doing it in that whole tiny little auditorium room where the players do their instruction with their coaches and stuff. So it was kind of like being back in school. So it felt like the same thing, just doing anything else than listening to what was being said to me. All right. Back in school. No, there was some cool information that was talked about there. Nothing that's super, super exciting, but like one thing I was telling Tim before we got started was we've sold more season tickets at this point this year than we sold all of last year. So we're already ahead of the game. And that's with not even finishing off all the renewals for the year. So hopefully we'll get a few more people in and have a bigger crowd. I think they said that our biggest year for season ticket sales were the inaugural season when it was like 4,000 or something. And that's become the new goal, is to surpass that 4,200 or whatever it was. So hopefully we can. I don't know if we'll get there this year, but I like to see the goalpost being moved further.
Get back to the beginning.
some solid progress, I guess. I mean, it's better than the other direction, right?
But there was something about the season tickets that year, because we played Bama, and if you wanted to get tickets to Bama, you had to buy season tickets. So there's a lot of Bama fans that.
There's something special about the inaugural season of anything. And, we always have more sales to our kickoff game than any of the other games. And homecoming has been, except for like I feel like the last 2 years that's not been true, but kickoff has always got substantially more. And so that's like the kickoff to the program. And I understand for people buying those tickets. Funny story. That's the only year I did not buy season tickets because I had them through my student fees.
Yeah, you were a student, right?
I was a year out. I was a year out, so they still let me, since I basically paid the football fee for like the last year or two or something. They were just like, you know what, you get it too.
I think they actually did something that very first season, first few seasons, where if you were in school at any point during the football program being started, you had season tickets for that many years you were in school. So if you were, if you started like right when they first had it or started upping those fees, I think it was up to 5 years. You could get up to 5 years of free season tickets if you'd been a student during that time period, which I thought was pretty cool. Problem is, I had some friends, or I had one friend that fell into that time period. He had no idea. He had no idea that he had the access to the free tickets.
I was gonna say it's pretty cool if you use it, right?
Yeah. No, so I could have gotten them for more. I feel like it was at least the 2 years, but I know I gave them up because I wanted better seats. So I went ahead and paid because that's where I met you guys, sitting on the 50-yard line.
Yeah, you didn't want to be stuck with all those just dirty, rotten students that were.
No, I don't want to be stuck with the plebs.
Exactly. You're beyond that. You have your piece of paper. You threw your tassel in the air.
I still didn't have the really good tickets that you guys had. I don't know if Tim had them, but where you could go up in the club, whatever, where they had like
the President's Lounge,
hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff.
I think that was purely based off a donation.
And a bar, and a liquor bar.
And a liquor bar, which is quite nice. Yeah. Quite nice. Yeah, that's pretty much it that I can talk about, at least from the PAC meeting. Nothing super.
Oh, you got
intense.
Secret stuff you can tell us in between?
I got stuff that I got stuff that I'm not supposed to repeat, but it would not really be that exciting if I repeated it anyways. So, but I can't say it out loud, especially not on the podcast.
Can you tell us if the Convocation Center is on schedule?
Convocation Center is on schedule for basketball to be released, but I think they told us the seating selection was going to be done in June, and I think that's going to be pushed back to July. I don't know if that's supposed to be secret or not, but I don't think that's that big of a deal.
Safety, I get it. Whatever.
Right. Yeah, just
not a big deal yet, but it will be.
It could be. That and get ready to pay for season tickets for baseball.
Ooh, where's the breaking news to that one?
It's a complete lie. No, I asked. That was one question I asked today. Was if baseball was on track, or if I said if they could give us an update to baseball, and I just got something along the lines of baseball's on track, but what track that is, and if there's any movement on that track, I've got no idea. It could just be a train sitting still. But yeah, that'd be fun to say. Actually, I should have done breaking news. It'd be fun.
What a crappy answer though, that it's on track and there is no, they have not explained what that track is. That's
I didn't push.
That's not good.
Confusing.
I didn't push track. The issue. The purpose of the PAC board is not to necessarily get the insider information. It's just it's a slight benefit, but it's about improving the PAC, getting the PAC brand out there, getting more people to join. So yeah, I asked the question. I got the coach speak response, so to speak. So move on from there.
Nothing wrong with some coach speak. It's good. Warms your soul.
Yeah. Did you guys see the GSU branded truck that Coach Hayes got?
I did. That thing was, I don't even know the word.
Okay, so I have the one picture up from Twitter that they posted 4 pictures, but only one of them really had the truck on it. And everyone on Panther Talk was talking about how cool this was. Am I the only one that's completely underwhelmed by this?
So I saw a different photo of a different truck that was insanely decked out.
Yeah,
that one was cool. This one
that was some Photoshopped truck. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen or not.
I like the Photoshop truck.
The Photoshop was great. It was like a wrapped truck and everything. So we're looking at a white F-150, not blue, white, and it's got Georgia State Covert Edition on the back on the tailgate, or the tailgate, but the side panel, and it's not even. I don't even think that's the Georgia State academic university font. That's just a
Times Roman. I don't know. I mean,
So there's an Instagram video where they do a walk around, and if you look into the headlight lens, they do have Georgia State written in there, but between like the headlight and like the turn signal emergency lights and everything, and that does look like the font that is the university font that we see on the buildings and everything. Mm-hmm. But so you've got this Georgia State on the back, you've got the Panther head on the lights in the rear, you have that university font on the front.
Is that a Panther head?
That is a Panther head, very tiny Panther head on the brake lights. The only really cool thing I saw about it was they do have like really cool blue on black leather seats inside. But man, this looks like GSU'd. Yeah, it's not like something like this is supposed to be the truck he takes out to go recruit to people and be like, "Hey, come to the school."
Like a blue stripe or something down there. I don't know.
And now I don't know the deal, the sponsorship or whatever it is, or the dealership or the customs company. I don't know who did the whole thing. I didn't look into it at all, but we're making a big deal out of what I think is a lot of nothing.
It's a truck with decals on it. It looks,
Yeah, I mean that could be a sticker.
It is a sticker. Fine. It is a sticker. Oh, I say I think it's
on our cars, right?
Yeah, but no one's posting Twitter pictures of our cars. I don't know.
I guess not.
I thought it was pretty bad, but it is.
I agree with you. This is the first I've seen it, and I'm underwhelmed as well.
I want the concept truck. That's serious.
Yeah, I don't have the picture of the concept truck, but that was done on some marketing recruiting thing, whatever. And it was cool. It was a wrapped thing, blue and badass looking. But oh well. What else we got?
I don't know what we have. I think you're holding some football news back. I think it's
it's not really football news. It's more of a question. So I was up in Memphis last weekend outside the Liberty Bowl doing the barbecue competition, which was a lot of fun. Didn't work out as well as I wanted it to, but get back to Atlanta, and it turns out that Memphis announced while I was gone that they were putting $150 million renovations into the Liberty Bowl. Now that's a stadium they don't even own, but they're putting the money into it. And it needs it. I mean, it's pretty cool, but it's old. There's a lot that can be done there. My question was, this is obviously them trying to spruce themselves up for the Big 12 eventually.
If they pretty, right?
To get that invite. But what if we had $150 million to spend on Center Park Stadium? What kind of things would you guys want to see done to it?
A baseball field across the street.
Can I always count on Ryan to take the topic somewhere completely different than I was intending?
I mean, we're gonna have to replace this. You gotta do some like regular maintenance type stuff, right? We're gonna have to replace the seats at some point. You could probably upgrade the club level. You probably could take down the stands. You could probably add a second deck on the east stands.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I would say take out those formerly right field stands and kind of round out the bowl. Make it look like a connected stadium.
Waste of money.
You get $150 million, you can do stuff. Obviously, if we're going to do that, we need to have the fans that can sit in there because we have plenty of seats now that are not being utilized. But there could be some other cool stuff. Some more, maybe take the State House Grill up a few notches, make that into like a really sharp, cool bar area or lounge area. Have some, when you pay for this club section, it's nice to be out there and have access to some of the foods and stuff. But it's not anything different than what it was just having like a $5 ticket to a Braves game before. It's not a lot out there. So having kind of a nicer stuff, and having Ryan, like you mentioned, have that President's Club access and the Georgia Dome. That was a nice club to be in there. Having something like that in there for the people that pay a little bit more money would be nice to have.
I spent a lot of half times in there, even though I didn't have access. I was just made friends with you guys, so I spent a lot of half times in there.
Yeah, I think I had like 8 tickets back then because that's what it was when we first signed up. I had 3 different couple friends that wanted to join me, and then like only one showed up for that season, and then none showed up for any more seasons. And I just kept on buying the tickets, and I was like, "Why am I doing this? This is no one's coming to these games with me."
Get drink tickets. That's why you do it.
Yeah.
I don't know what else. What else do you do? I mean, the club level's decent. I mean, upgrading concessions. Well, I mean, that's really just getting the right vendors in. It's not. There's nothing they have to upgrade unless there are upgrades that Georgia State has to make it lucrative for a different concessions company to come in with some better options. But I don't know what else. What else do you need?
We chased away Australian meat pies. I mean,
those are good.
What do you do? You know,
are they completely gone? I thought they just moved a different level.
I think they're gone.
I didn't know they were anywhere. I thought they were gone.
Well, that first year we thought they were gone. They were just on a different level. Like they went down one level, maybe to get closer to more fans or
more
something.
People. Yeah. What I really liked about them was you'd show up after the game and just whatever they had cooked, they'd give away.
You know, I don't recall everyone talked about the great Australian meat pies, but to me they were always really dry, and I had to drink a lot of beer to get everything down.
No. David, they weren't great. They were free.
Oh, okay.
There's a difference.
It's what we have one of those few times where free is not better than great.
Yeah.
What would you do at the stadium, David?
Well, I talked about it, like, rounding it out, making it look like a full-on stadium. Right. Get some good. Like one thing Memphis is doing is getting some cool blue lighting around it, around the whole thing, and that'd be nice to have around the whole stadium, shining some blue LED lights all over the place. That would be cool. Yeah, to really take that light at blue to the next level. Maybe even have spotlights that could shine straight up in the air for light at blue, so you can have like a big.
You could do a panther head in the sky.
Yeah, like the Batman signal.
That's what I was thinking.
Yes.
Yeah. Do it.
Maybe what they should do is actually just shut off all lights before the Panther the players run in. Shut off all lights so it's completely pitch black, and they just have a Panther head spotlight that scans across the sky like it's looking for Batman, looking for the Panthers, and then just bam, turn everything on, and the guys run out into an explosion onto the field. I should work in this job.
Another thing that they could do is go work with some event promoters and figure out like what kind of upgrades they need with the building to get some more of those concerts in there. Like, what can we do to make this a more appealing place to have a concert?
Absolutely. I do not know why, after the success that was Foo Fighters, we've not had more stuff in there.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was great. I mean, hell, and like Dave Grohl, like the biggest rock star of our type generation, like loved it. He thought it was a big ass stadium. He thought it was cool. He liked it. If Dave Grohl likes playing in a place, invite him back.
Yeah.
Remember that time you came to our stadium? Come back.
You mean that big ass stadium? Yes, we mean that big ass stadium. Matthew's got a couple of comments that he did hit back a little bit, and I know it's like bad to retrace your steps, but whatever. Back on the truck, the Georgia State truck, the GSU police Dodge Chargers look cooler.
They do.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yes, I agree. Hard hitting. And then another one, he doesn't remember the Australian meat pie place being open at all last season.
It might be gone. Death to the Australian meat pies.
That could be a COVID thing, though.
What's your beef with Australia?
Hey-o.
Did they have kangaroo pies?
No.
Was that the same Australian? I didn't get a chance to answer. Was that the same Australian meat pie place that's over in East Atlanta? Don't they have an Australian meat pie place?
They used to. They're Marietta.
Oh, okay. Well, then it's not them then.
Yeah.
So do you see what Ludacris bought for himself for his graduation present from Georgia State?
A baseball stadium?
No, he probably spent more than a baseball stadium on this.
You and me, Tim.
What did he buy?
He bought himself a plane.
All right.
Yeah, bought a plane.
I saw where he said he was going to come back and get his master's.
He didn't get his bachelor's.
Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. He did more than most people do with their bachelor's.
If they hand it to you, it's yours.
That's right. He got it. He earned that thing.
Yeah. No. So what's he going to do now to earn his master's? Just sell more Grammy Award winning albums or something.
Fast 10.
Fast 10.
He could single-handedly build the rest of our sports complex.
If he would stop buying airplanes.
Donate the airplane to Georgia State, then we'll sell the airplane, and then we'll build the stadium.
No, I want an airplane now. Now that we have an airplane, I want to be on it. If we get an airplane, screw all other things. I want to be on the Georgia State airplane. And you get one of those ones that has the vertical takeoff, and it's take off from the Panther head, dead center of the stadium. I'm sure that would not have any bad, would not tear the fields up at all.
No, it'd be fine.
Apparently, I did not see this. I'm not on Instagram, but his Instagram posts lately have been having him wear a lot of Georgia State stuff. So maybe the honorary degree did work, and we're getting him in. We'll see. Tim,
we've been talking about that for years, right? About how we should give it to him because it'll make him feel like more in the community, and we talk about him. Program. Yeah, exactly.
Tim, where are you on getting him booked on the show?
He's right below. I don't know. Lanier, as in never will happen.
Oh no, we have a better shot of getting Lanier on than we do like Coach Miles.
Probably.
Yeah, I was had a very brief conversation, very, very, very brief Facebook message back and forth with Coach Miles. It ended when I said I do a Georgia State podcast. Oof. Defriended.
And that conversation died.
See, I only got really one. One brief thing. Men's soccer. Central Florida, UCF, is going to join the Sun Belt when they drop out of the American Conference, which is kind of cool. The soccer conference looks like a much better conference than the Sun Belt Conference looks like, and it's Sun Belt soccer.
So can we just get all those schools to create a football conference?
Yeah, as long as we drop out the trash down south.
Ah, crap! I keep forgetting to have soccer.
I think it's funny if you watch the Sun Belt message boards and they talk about this stuff, and there's all these teams like Appalachian State fans or who say like, maybe now we'll restart men's soccer. Like I feel bad to any fan of a program who thinks they're going to start another men's sport. If once you've got football, I'm sorry, it's going to take a lot of money. You're going to start 2 or 3 women's programs, which I'm all for. I would love to see us add several women's programs and men's programs to have more sports, lacrosse and the swimming and the diving, get men's track and field back. I would love to see all that kind of stuff, but you're not going to start 3 women's sports just to get men's soccer back. Appalachian State, I'm sorry, it's not happening. So once you drop a sport, that sport's gone.
Yep. So men's track and field for us.
You can never get it back.
We're never going to get men's track and field back, especially the way the culture of college athletics is changing, where if you're not a money sport, if you're not football and basketball, and in some cases baseball and even a little bit of soccer out there, you're not going to be adding sports unless you're trying to keep the NCAA happy. But a lot of schools now don't even care about what the NCAA has to say. Like, look at the SEC. You've got South Carolina and Kentucky playing soccer in the Sun Belt. Georgia doesn't have a soccer team. Alabama doesn't have a soccer team. You think that Appalachian State's going to start back a soccer team?
Just so weird. You think those schools would have a soccer team, right?
Yeah, because we have all this money. What are we going to do with it? Like, do we have enough land in Athens? Yeah, then start a soccer team.
They probably have a couple soccer fields around.
They probably have a soccer stadium out in Athens. It's better than what we have at 188 MLK that they use for intramurals and stuff like that. I had a friend of mine that
maybe slightly better than Panthersville, just slightly.
I mean, not in swampland.
Yeah, that floods.
All right. Baseball finally
we won
got
series,
back on,
right?
Yeah. Well, we won a series. We won a series last week 2 weeks ago over App State. We went 2-1, but then we swept Arky State over the weekend.
Back.
So that's 3. Yeah.
Against the worst team.
Are they actually ranked the worst? I don't know. We were first place. We were alone at first place for like a day in the Sun Belt Conference, and then we're now currently at 6th place. We play. Who do we play? We play Texas State.
Texas State. Team. Yeah,
the number 1 team. They've been killing. They have like 40-something wins or whatever. They're awesome. We play them here in Atlanta this weekend. It's our last series, our last games before the Sun Belt Conference Championship starts. We're currently sitting at 6th place. Behind us in 7th is Troy. They're on a 8-game losing streak. We need to find a way to end the season in 6th place, because if you're 7th through 10th seed going into the conference tournament, it's a single elimination.
Oh yeah, we need to pay them. I don't know. How do you
Texas State? I know you guys are having the best season you've ever had in your entire history of athletics.
Lose 3.
Yeah, just go ahead and lose these 3 for us. We'd really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Okay, bye.
Oh, is it Michael says Ryerson's out there setting records and getting national attention for baseball. I want our players to be just good enough to play to get national attention in their last year of eligibility. Like I don't need Major League Baseball coming in and pulling our guys out.
Or another school at this point, right?
Or another school at this point. Yeah. Yeah.
Get UGA or Tech up the road, be like, hey, I like that. Come over here. You don't have to wait out a year anymore.
Do you think that with the transfer portal, that having closer schools like that, like schools, everybody talks about going closer to home. Like, we recruited this kid from Illinois, whatever, and not getting the playing time, so he wants to go back home to Illinois. But do you think about actually just wanting to stay closer to the area he's in, like going to Tech or going to UGA would be attractive to a player who may be from out of state?
Yeah, I mean, if they see it as a step up and they're going to play, why not? They're in a better conference, more fan action there.
I mean, but specifically, they would seek out, like, I
don't know if they'd seek it out, but I mean, he'll probably have schools seeking him out. And maybe the MLB.
They're not technically allowed to do that, though, right? They're not allowed to seek out players. They're not supposed to court them.
Tampering.
We know what happens.
We know they all tamper. Come on.
Yeah. I don't really care. I don't particularly care about tampering that much. I know. That's what you expect out of me.
No, I mean, I don't disagree with you. I don't like it, but there's a lot of things I don't like that I don't really have a problem with either. It stinks. It sucks, but this is, if it wasn't for playing sports, you could transfer colleges as many times as you want to.
Yep.
So
I hope we do it.
We're tampering.
I really hope Coach Elliott's out there talking to his South Carolina recruits and trying to get them to get in the transfer portal and come out here. Like I do.
Coach Hayes taking players for rides in his Georgia State stamped F-150.
Yeah.
Don't you want to be seen riding in this thing? All this could be yours.
Yeah. These are reasons Ryan will never be part of the pack. Pack board, I should say.
That's all I got,
Cheat
guys.
To win.
Cheat to win. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
You didn't even mention our big time quarterback transfer from the huge American Conference.
Is he technically? He's not even in the American Conference, is he?
I thought he was. He was UConn, right?
Yeah, UConn dropped.
Oh no, they dropped to what?
They didn't drop to FCS, did they?
I don't know.
But no, yeah. So yeah, there was a guy today that committed to Georgia State, quarterback. What's his name? Steve Krajewski or something like that. I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah, sure. That sounds
something
close.
like that. Something like that. Yeah, no, that's cool. Which is interesting because I kind of thought that the quarterback room was kind of full with the Memphis guy, Darren, and Michele. But yeah,
sure got a lot of quarterbacks for a team that's going to run the ball.
And I was gonna say, I'm trying to be. I'm gonna try to say this as sensitively as possible, but his name, it doesn't sound like he runs that much.
Yes, Krajewski does not sound like it's a big mobile quarterback. Yes, UConn is in the Big East and independent in FBS football. Okay, thank you.
He played the American when they were in the American. It's fine.
It wasn't the American. It was the Big East when it was the American.
Well, they joined the Big East, which became the American. And like, no, we forgot we forgot that we were a basketball school and not a football school. Our bad. Do the independent football schools actually schedule themselves a lot? So it would kind of be like a faux conference. Did UMass host Notre Dame a lot?
I don't think they do.
I don't know. I think they play everyone else. Yeah.
All right. At least Matthew's got my jokes. I like it.
But Notre Dame has, they're special, because they're the ACC. I mean, they're just all blood.
Well, Notre Dame was special in the fact they had all those, I say, protected rivalry games. They basically just like had a rivalry with all the different conferences with a team in every different conference that they kept on their schedule and then would play, get their game against Georgia or Bama or whoever here and there to get the big draws. But no, I always kind of thought when you look at ESPN or whatever sports site you go to, and it's got all their conferences and it's independence as its own like de facto conference.
The independent conference.
Yeah. I'm like I feel like when they talk about how difficult it is to schedule independent to be independent and schedule games, I'm like, yeah, there's like 5 of them out there. Just schedule those guys a home and a home every season. Good to go. You got it figured out.
Maybe we should join that conference, David,
and not play in the Sun Belt.
Yeah.
I'm in.
That would solve your problem.
No, you're not. Name those schools and. No, you're not.
Oh, no.
Quit it.
No, I want to join that conference and not do all that things that I just said. I don't want to play UMass. I don't want to play UConn. I'll take Notre Dame. That's fine. BYU is not independent anymore. Army's in the whatever conference. Navy's in it.
What's
Navy's in American.
State doing these days?
They're joining the Conference USA.
Really?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
the mighty Aggies. They're the Aggies, New Mexico State Aggies. Is that what they are?
I
remember that.
CUSA. I was not giving the Aggies any credit.
I remember, I didn't grow up being a huge football fan or sports fan in general, not until the Braves got me into it and then, everything else. But I remember like seeing Conference USA mentioned in sporting news and thinking that was like its own different like minor league football. Like it wasn't college, it wasn't pro. It was just like this other thing. It was like arena football. It was its own thing. I didn't have any respect for it before I knew anything about college football. Which says a lot because they've only been around for not that long.
Right.
Conference USA is.
The independents are dying off, man. There's only 4 left.
Notre Dame, UMass, UConn, and Army.
Army, yeah.
Before that, you had New Mexico State.
Liberty.
Yep.
And BYU.
Yeah. And BYU. What a conference that would have been. Oh.
Yeah, but Liberty can suck it.
Liberty versus BYU would be a good matchup every year.
Nah, I probably wouldn't watch it.
No, of course you wouldn't. If you had to pull for one, who are you pulling for? Liberty versus BYU?
Well, I would sit there and wonder, so who is God rooting for here? And what does it mean for the other team, for the team that loses? What does that mean?
Obviously, God's rooting for Notre Dame.
The whole time, yeah.
So he's not rooting for Liberty or BYU.
Yeah. All right. I think we've run this one its course. We called last week's episode a dumb episode. I think this one may have been even dumber.
No, but definitely dumber because we're gonna call it Pushin P 23 or something, whatever that means.
I've yet to Google it.
And me.
That's dumber. Yeah, Pushin P 23 and me.
All one word hashtag, one word, Pushin P 23 and me.
And that is actually, you heard it here first. The state of Atlanta new marketing scheme is going to be Pushin P 23 and me hashtag.
Hashtag.
That's right. All the hashtags.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening. We're going to carry this nonsense over to Last Call. Talk a little bit more. You can find that on our Patreon page, free of charge, patreon.com/State of Atlanta. Available to everyone on Friday, available to our Patreon members immediately, as well as access to our private group chats and discounts on merchandise and whatever else that comes up. Please consider joining. Help support the program. $3 a month gets you all that fun stuff and more. And we'll talk to you guys next week. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Peace.